Hey YouTube, Peterbilt Knife Guy. Today we're gonna be taking a little closer look at the Zero Tolerance ZT0006. So I've had this knife now for a few weeks, quite a few weeks now actually. Excuse my dirty hands, just got off work, but I've slowly become to love this knife. You know when you just get something and you're like, yeah, I like it. I do. I thoroughly like this knife so far. It's comfortable, the guard's not a problem. I tend to like knives with guards. I have quite a few of them actually. I'm not super fond of the butt cap, but it doesn't bother me. It's just, I don't know. It just seems kind of goofy to me, but it seems like something that could loosen up, but hasn't been a problem. I haven't hard used this thing very much at all, actually, but I have literally carried it with me and on my person since I had it, actually, since I got it, and it's not let me down. This thing holds an immaculate edge for CPM 3V. Just with light stropping, I mean, this thing has just held a fantastic edge, way better than my cold steels in 3V. They hold up good. This holds up better, and you would expect that out of a knife that costs this much. I would expect that ZT would do a better heat treat than, you know, cold steel, you know, made in Taiwan, which I like. Don't get me wrong, I love me some cold steel and I love me some made in Taiwan, but you know, ZT, if you're gonna frickin' make a knife and make it this expensive, you're probably gonna get your heat treatment right, and I believe they did. You know, I haven't tip tested it or anything yet. I do plan on hard using this. I do not think I'll have a problem with this tip being CPM 3V, but I will get to that down the road. It still hasn't lost its new car smell to me. So I'm not really sure I want to frickin' almost break or possibly break. You never know, because you never know. There could be a flaw in this knife that I don't see. Microfracture or something, but I am going to baton it, and I just kind of want to wait for that new car smell to wear off before I get my first scratch on there. But yeah, so now that we got that, the knife itself, I absolutely love. I'm really digging it. It's super comfortable in hand, super slicey. Everything about it's cool. Great weight, good length, even though it's kind of in that 6-inch range, which I find to be not very useful. And that's because it falls in that range of, you know, it's too big to carry every day and it's too small to go out in the woods with. You know, you got your large choppers, you got your EDC knives, and then there's like this middle, you know. I could carry this all day. I do carry this all day. I've carried this on my person since I purchased it, and it's been fantastic. I don't even know it's there, which is the best part. I carry this guy in my backpack every day. This one I carry, you know, when we get to the Sheath, I do carry it around a lot, actually. I've even started to wear off some of the Cerakote on here because this is a Cerakote finish on a bead. It's a bead blasted finish with a clear Cerakote on there. Man, I can't talk today. And I've already started to wear off some of the Cerakote. So rusting is an issue with CPM 3V, so I do have to be aware of that, but hasn't been an issue yet. But yeah, like I said, this is kind of like the middle of the road to where I don't want to carry it every day and I can't chop with it. And the two things I really want to do with knives is carry them on my person and chop. So is it a good camp knife? Yeah. Would it be a good military knife? Absolutely. Does it have a super cool factor that I just love? Heck yeah, it does. Heck yeah. I have been digging this knife. The knife is perfect. Mostly perfect. The only thing I would really change about it is not a big fan of the milling out underneath the scales. It does have a milling underneath here, and it just seems to almost want to weaken the knife. Now, has it been a problem? I don't know, but who's really buying a $320 knife and going out and beating the shit out of it? There's very few videos on YouTube about it. Hopefully I'm one of them eventually when the new car smell wears off. But as of right now, it worries me. Could it be strong and not a problem? Possibly, but in my opinion, it is the only weakness of this knife. If it had smaller milling for lightness, I think that would be better. Just a couple holes in here, fantastic, but it is just straight milled. And that's really my only gripe with this knife so far. Cerakote finish. Cerakote's good stuff, but I don't know if you can see. I'm starting to wear it off in certain spots. I'm starting to wear it off on the guard, pulling it in and out. I have dropped it on its butt cap using it, but this is titanium, so I don't have to worry about it. But this is steel, and this is steel. I'm not sure if the guard, it's definitely not 3V, so I'm imagining it's probably some stainless steel, so you shouldn't have to worry about it too much, but I'm gonna worry anyways. Now we're done with that. Let's get to this sheath. This is the worst sheath of any freaking knife that I have had that is Kydex. Hands down, the worst sheath. It had zero retention. It rattled like nobody's business. The only way the knife would stay in is if it had this stupid little strap. I don't have it on me right now. And you had to put the little, button snap around here. And even then, you could pull the knife out up to that button snap, which is terrible because it leaves freaking sharp edges exposed. That is garbage. Luckily, Kydex is easy to work, and I was able to see, this is what it originally looked like. That little lip right there on both sides left no freaking retention. This thing would just fall out essentially. So if you can tell, I heated this up and I pressed it in, so now it sits right over this lip and you get a good click, and it is not going anywhere ever. And then also too, I don't know how this is going to show up on camera, but if you look right here, there's a divot. How am I going to make this show up? And I don't know if I'll make it to show up, but there's a divot in this sheath right there. I had to heat this up and press it in with the knife out of it to make it to where it doesn't rattle no more, because this thing just was absolutely terrible. Horrendous sound. There was nothing you could do about it other than just squeeze it shut. So the sheath is terrible. Also, these big stupid flaps, I mean, they're stupid. I don't know, maybe that's just me, but I mean, the Kydex, in my opinion, shouldn't stick up that freaking far past the clicking point. I haven't figured out how I'm going to fix that yet. I'm probably going to cut these wings down on both sides, because I keep this in a bag, and sometimes when I pull it out, it'll catch on something and the sheath will come off. Just a stupid design. Give me a freaking thumb ramp. There isn't even a thumb ramp. It's these edges, and they kind of hurt now that there's retention. You can shove your finger in there and it really doesn't do much. Terrible ass sheath. The only saving grace was I was able to take an SE clip, and I could only mount 2 freaking holes on it, but it works great. And now I'm able to carry it how I like to carry it. If you notice, it is on the outside of the right hand, so I guess that would technically be left hand carry, because this is how I carry it. I slide it right in my pocket, my overall side pocket, right there. Clip clicks on. It's great. Pull it out, use it, stick it right back in, no problem. And I can even take this loop if I was worried about it. If I was like riding an ATV or something, I could stick it in between the loop. Has a little extra protection to where if it came out, that guard or the knife itself is going to get stuck on that loop. So less chance of losing the knife. I find it works good for me. So yeah, after the upgrades, I mean, and I don't even call them upgrades, modifications, and they were just necessary. It wasn't even because I wanted to. It was because I had to the sheath. It's a good knife. I really enjoy it. I've been enjoying it. I can't wait to hard use test it. Gideon's Tactical did a hard use test on it, and he stuck it in the pallet and was prying and stuff. He did a really good review on it. Part of the reason why I even got this knife. So check him out. Maybe I'll link it in the description. Maybe I'll forget. I don't know. But as of right now, it's been a fantastic knife with slight modifications. But anyways, that's all I got for you today. Thanks for watching.